Before we start the show, don't forget to check our new ebook, Kill All Bugs, Learn Software Testing in One Day. For a limited time, it's only $9.99. Links in description.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something really fundamental to our digital lives, web services.
Right, the invisible stuff.
Exactly. They're not apps you click on, but they're like these invisible conversations happening constantly behind the scenes, allowing everything, your streaming service, your bank app, all of that to work seamlessly. If they break down, well.
Yeah, things grind to a halt pretty quickly.
So how do we make sure these critical invisible connections are solid, reliable?
That's the key question.
And that's where a tool called SoapUI comes in. It's powerful, open source.
Really important in this space.
Absolutely. So our mission today, we've got this curated set of interview questions and answers about SoapUI.
Some really good material there.
Yeah, and we want to give you a shortcut, a fast track to understanding the essentials of SoapUI. You'll walk away, hopefully, well-informed with a new appreciation for this hidden complexity. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's kick things off right at the beginning. Because, to really get SoapUI, you need to understand its playground first. What are web services exactly? How do they, talk to each other?
It's a great starting point. Basically, think of web services as, specialized couriers for software applications.
Couriers, okay.
Yeah, they provide a standard way for different software systems to talk. Maybe they're on different platforms, written in totally different languages.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They communicate over the internet. It's machine-to-machine talk, not human conversation.
Got it.
And what's really interesting is the set of components that makes this work. Our sources mentioned 4 key ones. First, you've got XML.
XML, right?
That's like the universal language for tagging the data, structuring it. Think of it as the packing slip for the digital package.
Okay, packing slip. Like that.
Then there's SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol. That's the actual delivery truck.
The protocol for sending the XML.
Exactly. For transmitting that structured XML data, it's quite formal, SOPP is. Ensures everything arrives in order.
Okay. What else?
Next up is WSDL, Web Services Description Language. This is your instruction manual.
So it tells you how to use the service.
Precisely. It describes the service, tells other applications exactly how to talk to it, what data it needs, what it gives back.
Makes sense.
And finally, there's UDDI, Universal Description, Discovery, and Integration. Now, it's maybe not as common today, but historically, it acted like a phone book.
A directory for services.
Yeah, listing available web services.
Okay.
So XML structures it, SOB transmits it, WSDL describes it, and UDDI used to list it. Each piece has a job.
That's a really clear breakdown. Packing slips, trucks, manuals, helps picture it.
Yeah.
Now, I hear SOAP mentioned a lot, but often in the same breath as REST.
Ah, yes, the classic SOP versus REST discussion.
What's the core difference there? They both seem to be about web communication.
They are, but they're fundamentally different beasts. SOP, as we said, is a strict protocol.
Right, the formal delivery truck.
Exactly. It has very defined rules, uses XML for its message format, usually sends data over HTTP. It's big on security, reliability, often used in enterprise systems.
Okay, and REST.
REST isn't a protocol. It's an architectural style. A set of guidelines, really, for designing web services.
So more like a design philosophy.
Kind of, yeah. It tends to be more lightweight, more flexible. It uses standard HTTP methods, get, post, put, delete directly on resources identified by URLs. Think of it as just using the web's existing infrastructure.
Simpler, maybe.
Generally, yes. It's often preferred for public APIs, mobile apps, things like that, because it's often simpler and performs well. So yeah, both enable communication, but with different approaches.
That distinction really clears things up. So, okay, web services are the invisible couriers. SOP and REST are different ways they deliver things. Making sure they actually work sounds absolutely critical.
Crucial.
And that brings us back to SoapUI, right? This is where it comes in. So what is SoapUI and why is it such a big deal in this space?
Precisely.
Yep.
SoapUI is, it's a free open source testing solution, cross-platform too, built specifically for web services.
Okay.
Its significance really lies in how quickly and easily it lets you create and run automated tests. We're talking functional tests, compliance tests, regression tests.
Regression tests catching new bugs in old code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even load tests, pushing the service to see how much it can handle. It's like your all-in-one QA toolkit for these digital conversations.
Automated testing for all those different checks? That sounds incredibly useful. But what else? Can it handle, like, really complex stuff, mimicking the real world?
Absolutely. And this is where it gets really powerful. Beyond just checking individual functions, SoapUI is great at automated scenario-based tests.
Scenarios, like a user journey.
Exactly. Simulating a whole workflow across maybe multiple services. It also does data-driven testing really well.
Meaning you can feed it lots of different data.
Hundreds, thousands of inputs. Check every possible condition without doing it manually. Plus, its built-in reporting is pretty solid. Gives you clear results.
Okay, that's already impressive.
But here's, I think, one of its most unique features. A real game changer. SoapUI can impersonate web services.
Impersonate, like pretend to be a service.
Yeah, create a mock service. So you can run functional tests, even load tests against this mock before the real service is even built.
Wow. So you don't have to wait.
Exactly. It allows development and testing to happen in parallel. That can shave, weeks, maybe months off project timelines. It's a huge accelerator. Oh, and it also supports SSL authentication.
Which is critical for secure connections, right?
Absolutely essential for testing real-world secure enterprise services. Got to protect that data.
That impersonation feature sounds like a developer's secret weapon.
Okay, so once you're actually in SoapUI building these tests, how does it keep things organized? It sounds like it could get complicated fast.
It could, but SoapUI has a pretty clear structure. It uses 3 levels to keep functional tests organized.
3. Yeah. At the top, you have the test suite. Think of it like a main folder for a specific feature maybe, or a group of related tests, a logical unit.
Okay, test suite level 1.
Then inside a test suite, you have one or more test cases.
Test case level 2.
Right. A test case is a sequence of steps to test something specific, like add item to cart could be one test case, checkout could be another. You can have lots of test cases in a test suite.
Makes sense. And the third level,
That's the test steps. These are the individual building blocks inside a test case.
the actual actions.
Exactly.
Okay.
Send a request, wait for the response, run a script. Each step is one action. Together, they make up the test case and define the exact flow of what you're testing. It really helps manage things, from the big picture down to the details.
That structure sounds incredibly logical. Yeah, I can see how that would make complex testing much easier to handle. Now, when you're running these tests, especially maybe across different environments like dev, staging, production, how do you manage the data? Like URLs or usernames? You don't want to hard code that stuff, right?
Absolutely not. That's where properties in SoapUI, well, your best friend. Properties are how SoapUI stores and retrieves data dynamically.
Like variable.
Pretty much, yeah. Think of them like smart sticky notes. You store a piece of information, a key, and its value, and your tests can grab that info whenever they need it. It's all about not repeating yourself.
Yeah.
DRY principle.
Okay. And where can you use these properties?
Almost anywhere, really. TestStep endpoints, obviously, but also usernames, passwords, header values, even properties specific to HTTP methods like PAST or BT.
Very flexible.
And what's really neat is that SoapUI has these default property levels. There's the project level, the test suite level, and the test case level.
So properties have scope.
Exactly. Project level properties. Available everywhere in that project. Any test step, any test case, any test suite. Test suite properties are available within that suite, and so on. It gives you amazing control over where data is accessible.
How do you actually, use a property value in a test?
There's a simple format. It's generally hashtag level name, hashtag key. So you just slot that into your request where you need the dynamic value.
Okay, that seems straightforward. So this leads directly into something like parameterizing endpoints, which you mentioned. That sounds like a really practical use. Why is that such a big deal for automation?
Oh, it's huge. It's often like the critical first step for serious automation testing. Imagine having to manually change the server address, the URL, every single time you switch environments.
From development to testing to production.
Yeah, tedious.
Incredibly tedious.
Yeah.
And super error prone. Parameterizing the endpoint means you set it up once using a property,
Right.
and then you just change the property value when you need to target a different environment.
Saves a ton of time and hassle.
Exactly. The process in SoapUI is simple. Define a project property for your endpoint URL. Then, in your requests, replace the hard-coded URL with the property expansion syntax we just talked about.
Hashtag project endpoint URL or something like
Yeah.
that. Precisely. Then, when a request runs, SoapUI swaps in the current value of that property. If you need to change it, you just update the property in the UI, or you can even pass it in from the command line using the HP option. Your tests become instantly reusable across environments. Massive time saver.
That flexibility, yeah, that's a genuine game changer for automation. Okay, beyond parameterization, what about like custom logic
Mm-hmm.
or really making sure the response you get back is exactly right? Can you add scripts? And how does SoapUI handle validating the responses? Assertions, right?
Spot on. This is where you really fine-tune your tests and make sure they're doing meaningful validation. SoapUI supports scripting, primarily using Groovy and also JavaScript.
Groovy. Interesting.
Yeah, Groovy is really versatile. You can use it in a dedicated Groovy script test step for complex tasks, maybe setting things up, tearing things down, complex calculations, or you can use it within a script assertion.
So you can write custom validation logic.
Exactly. If the built-in assertions don't cover exactly what you need, you can write a Groovy script to check pretty much anything in the response. Highly flexible.
And the built-in assertions, what are they like?
Assertions are absolutely fundamental. They are your truth detectors in SoapUI.
Haha, truth detectors. I like that.
Yeah. Their whole job is to validate the response you get back from a test step. You're basically comparing some part of the response message against a value you expect. Did I get the right data back? Was the status code correct? Did the operation succeed?
Without them, you're just firing requests off blindly.
Pretty much, you need assertions to know if the service actually worked correctly. And SoapUI gives you a really wide range of them.
Like what?
Well, you've got simple ones like contains or not contains, just checking for specific text. Then more complex ones like schema compliance, making sure the XML or JSON structure is valid.
That's important.
Very. You also have XPath match and XQuery match for digging into specific data points within XML or JSON. There are assertions for checking WS security status, checking for SOAPy faults.
So you can check for specific error conditions too.
Yeah. And response SLA, checking if the service responded within a certain time limit. Plus, as we mentioned, the script assertion for ultimate customization. It's a very comprehensive set of tools for validation.
That range of assertions really does highlight how robust SoapUI is. Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here. From, the basics of web services, SOP versus REST, all the way to building tests, structuring them, parameterizing, scripting, and validating in SoapUI.
We certainly have.
To kind of bring it all home, can you summarize?
Yeah.
What are the absolute core standout functionalities that make SoapUI such a go-to tool for web service testing?
Sure. If I had to boil it down, SoapUI's power comes from being this end-to-end suite. So key things are, 1, quick project setup, just point it at a WSDL, and bam, it imports the methods. Huge time saver. 2, easy test creation. You can create test cases right from the service requests. 3, real-world simulation. Testing methods together, passing data between steps, using variables. You can model entire business flows.
That sounds critical.
It is. 4, robust validation. All those assertion types we talked about, XPath, XQuery schema, SLA, custom scripts, you know if it really worked. 5, clear organization. The test suite and test case structure keeps things manageable, even for large projects. 6, flexibility and reusability. That property system and parameterization make tests adaptable. Pull data from databases, tables.
Right, the dynamic data.
7, customization with Groovy scripting. 8, built-in load testing, essential for performance checks.
Can't forget performance.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And finally, it even has support for things like test coverage and requirements management, linking testing back to the overall project goals. It really covers the life cycle.
That's a fantastic summary. It really paints a picture of a very complete toolkit. This deep dive, I feel, has given us a really solid, concise understanding of SoapUI and, why it matters so much for keeping our digital world running smoothly.
It's definitely a key player behind the scenes.
It's amazing, really, to think that tools like this are why so many of the online things we just take for granted actually work reliably, day in, day out.
It's easy to forget the complexity underneath.
Yeah.
And maybe, for you listening, here's a final thought to chew on. The next time you're using an app, maybe shopping online, streaming something, just pause for a second and consider that huge, invisible network of web services making it all happen.
All those couriers running around.
Exactly. Knowing now about tools like SoapUI, these kind of quality guardians for that digital backbone, does that change how you see the hidden complexity, the critical importance of really robust testing in our modern world?
It definitely makes you appreciate it more.
Yeah. And maybe think, what other invisible technologies are out there, working away, essential for our daily lives, that we just don't even notice? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.
Hey, yo, haven't you checked out our new book yet? Link in description.